Good afternoon. This is Drew Stegall. This is online lecture one. This will be for both Channing and text line. So today I'm going to go over the syllabus, the calendar, and just how to use Brightspace and where to drop off your assignments, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. So I'm viewing this as the learner right now. So this should be what you see whenever you log in. So this is the home page. This is important. The announcements will go here. That's where I will say, hey, your assignment's ready to be turned in. If I'm sick, that's where I would put it, as well as tell your teachers. But as you see, we have a bunch of different folders here. I like to go straight to the content tab. And in the content tab, I'm going to have you guys start off with the important documents. You're going to start here. Let's go over first the syllabus. That's just standard. Okay, this is important. This is all the legal information you need to know about this class. This is Introduction to Speech Communication, and it's starting today. And if you guys need to contact me, this is super important. The main way you contact me is you're going to go onto your Brightspace. You see this little message right here. You're going to click that, and that's how you message me. You're going to message me right here. That is the primary way that you message me. If you are sick, if you are needing information on assignment, if you are just confused in general, this is how you get a hold of me. It's right here. Do not text me. I know my phone number is right here on the syllabus. That is more for your teacher. But don't text or call me. The main way you get a hold of me is through this messaging feature right here. If you cannot access that messaging feature, that means you need to talk to your advisor. Sometimes they block that if you haven't paid last semester's bill, or sometimes it just has a technical difficulty. But this is the main form of communication. Now, this is a communication class. I'm going to be very lenient if you are having trouble, if you need some help, but you have to communicate with me. And you do that through this IM feature, this instant message feature right here. Do not, if you are sick, out of town, stock show, sports, whatever's going on, don't tell the teacher. Well, you could tell the teacher, but don't tell them to tell me. Don't tell your friends to tell me that you're going to be missing. You have to talk to me directly. But that is, I'm very lenient, and it is so easy. If that is not working and you've contacted your advisor, you've contacted FPC, you can email me, atstegall@fpctx.edu. That is my Outlook. I have it on my phone. It does ding whenever you contact me. So please email me right there or use the course messenger. But like I said, I'm very lenient if you're sick, if you're out, if your grandma died, but you have to contact me before the lecture, okay? Don't contact me after. It's like, hey, sorry I missed, because that does not count, and that will count towards your participation grade. Okay, the core objectives for this class is you're going to develop critical thinking skills. You're going to learn how to think for yourself. You're going to learn how to figure out problems, and you're going to learn how to talk to a group. This is a communication course, so you're going to learn communication skills. We're mostly going to talk about how you talk to a big group as a teacher, as a speaker at an event. If you want to learn how to talk to each other better, you need to take my interpersonal communication class. One of the biggest things we do is teamwork. At the very end of the semester, you're going to have a group project. I'm going to have a whole day where my lecture for that entire day is what the group project is all about. So we're going to have a lot of teamwork. And throughout the entire semester, you're going to see it in the calendar, work on your group project. So you have to have teamwork. You're developing your communication skills. In this class, you need to develop some personal responsibility. There will be several assignments, and they are all due through this course, through the Brightspace. You won't turn in any physical papers to me. And so you'll have the personal responsibility to get your documents and turn them in before the due date. Or, because it's a communication class, you could communicate and talk to me beforehand. These are the learning outcomes here. This is very important. You're developing your communication skills, whether it be perception, verbal communication, nonverbal. You're going to develop your listening and audience analysis. That is one of the first things we're going to learn in this class through these video lectures and through these in-person lectures. You're going to demonstrate how to establish and maintain relationships through the use of interpersonal communication. So we are doing group projects, and you can't talk to them like a teacher. You're going to have to talk to them in a group work setting. Let's see here. For the group project, you have to do a lot of research for your informative speech, for your persuasive speech. You're going to have to develop, research, and organize several formal public speeches. Now, this goes into the acceptable student behavior, but for your speeches, you have to dress appropriately for them. So a collared shirt is fine. Mostly, if you follow the school dress code, that normally gets you covered, but you can't have jeans with holes in them. You can't wear a hoodie on that day. Collared shirts, I call it business casual. It's collared shirts, jeans are fine. Um, Dresses, like just see what's in your school policy and go just one notch above that. You don't have to do ties and suits, but you do have to have some decorum. You need to be formal in your public speeches. Let's see. You need to recognize how to communicate within diverse environments. We're going to have several different speeches. One of those will be the special occasion speech. And each speech will have a different audience in that you are communicating something different to different groups of people, and it's going to have very different environments. So you need to be prepared to speak in these different environments, even though it's the same classmates, even though it's the same uh, classroom, even just be prepared to mentally develop speeches for diverse environments. Okay, finally, understand the basic principles of speech communication and the respective responsibilities of speakers and listeners. So as public speakers, which you are as of right now, you need to have a bunch of responsibility. And that is where um, you can't be saying things that are going to derail and get people to walk out of class. This is a high school dual credit speech class. You're not going to change the world, so we got to do things that are respectable. So that includes cussing. Um, this also goes into the acceptable student behavior. If this was my Monday night class, some cussing would be allowed, but for this, even if you are quoting anything, just absolutely no cussing. You got to be school suitable. One of the environments that we are in is a high school, and in both Channing and Textline, which I'm teaching at this semester, there's elementary students. They could be down the hall, they could be in earshot, and so we have to be appropriate, even if you think your speech calls for it. Now, if you have a question about proper communication, please be sure to ask me beforehand. Don't wait till after the speech and get a bad grade because you didn't ask me beforehand. I am very communicative. Just message me on the Brightspace. Okay, academic integrity, no cheating. Uh, there are speeches. There's been tons of speeches done throughout my dad's class, Pastor Terry Stegall. He's been teaching here at Frank Phillips for 5 years now. And before that, he was teaching at Emerald College. There's lots of speeches. There's lots of outlines already out there. Don't use those. You are expected to create your own work. Okay. Do not copy and paste others' work. You need to be creating your own work. And now I get it. Some topics will be similar, but that would be your own experience. So it makes it different. So don't steal others' work during this class. And that's really it is the outlines and the speeches themselves. I've had it where people have tried to do a speech verbatim and then I had to give them a 0. So a 0 is the lowest grade you can get. Now, if you are caught cheating, it's a semester grade of F for the course, and basically you'll get in a lot of trouble if you're caught cheating. And the only way to cheat is to copy someone else's work, just plagiarize other people's outlines or speeches from previous semesters. Now let's see. As far as exams go, it is open book, open notes. You're going to take your exams online, and that means uh, that you can use the internet. However, we have designed this course in a way where the questions were worded in a way that it's not going to be on the internet. If you take this in a group, you could have some group communication with your exams. But you are allowed to utilize books, your notes. That is what we encourage is note taking, and you can take your notes into the exams and the weekly quizzes. Okay, back to acceptable student behavior. You can't have your phone out this entire course. You can take notes on a laptop, but do not take notes on a cell phone. Paper notes are the best because laptops have a tendency to click a lot. Okay. Attendance policy. You guys are going to high school. You may get an out from a teacher if you are busy or sick. If you want to get an out from me that doesn't go against your grade, you're gonna have to message me in the course. You have to let me know beforehand, especially if there's a religious holiday. That's just part of the syllabus. If there is something going on, you have to let me know beforehand, not afterwards. And like I said, I'm very easygoing. Now, for this attendance policy, because you're in a high school class, part of the attendance grade is the weekly quizzes. Okay, be sure you've got to always check every single day. It's part of your course schedule. You check every single day for a new video, for an exam coming up, for a quiz coming up. You are working constantly on your speeches coming up. So that is your online procedure. Be sure to email me. That's really the biggest thing. If you have questions, if you have concerns, if you have grievances, comments, tell me in the messenger. Now, let's go over grading. You're going to have 5 personal speeches that you give. Every single notation here, every single assignment here is 10% of your grade. So you have 5 personal speeches. That is 50% of your grade because this is a speech class. We have the personal experience speech, the informative speech, special experience speech, persuasive speech, and those are the 5. And then the group project is worth 10% of your final grade as well. Now, participation is how you participate in the class. That also goes with your attendance. If you're just gone for this whole semester, that will come out of your participation. That is 10% of the class. Attendance is counted from those weekly quizzes. They open up on Friday and they are due Sunday night at midnight. So they open up 12:01 a.m. Friday and close 11:59 every single week. And if there's not, it will say it's in the calendar, which we're about to get to. The midterm, 10% of your grade. The final, 10% of your grade. So that's 1,000 points total. If you want an A100, then you have to get 1,000 points. B is 800 to 899. C is 700 to 799, so on and so forth. So let's go over missing speeches. If you communicate beforehand, you can do a makeup speech later. Now, if it gets to be that day and I'm sitting there, I have my grade sheets, I'm ready to hear your speech, and you say, "Oh, Pastor Drew, I'm sorry, my speech isn't ready." That's an immediate 20 points off. Or if you do not show up to class and you have not communicated, that's an immediate 20 points off. And it is an immediate 20 points off every time you miss that speech. So if you miss 1 week, you're like, okay, I'll do it next week, right before the lecture. Okay, that's 20 points off. And then the next week, you're like, oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's another 20 points off. So that's a 60. You failed at that point. You need to communicate beforehand. And yep. Now, if you are constantly missing every single speech, we're gonna have to talk with your teacher, okay? And just say, hey, she or he is constantly not hitting the mark. Okay, but like I said, pretty easy going. I know stuff happens. Just communicate with me. Next, let's go over the schedule. Now, this is the text line schedule. Channing, yours will look a little bit different, but the colors will match, and the dates over here will match. So we're starting today. So purple means it is an online lecture. So we're doing the syllabus and calendar. For text line, it is today on Wednesday. For Channing, it'll be this Monday here. Green means it is an in-person lecture. Okay, that means I'm going to come to your class. Now, red means that there's a big assignment due. Weekly quizzes I don't do in red because then that'd be just every single week. But the first one is the personal experience speech. For text line, it is Monday the 13th. I will do President's Day, so that means I will not travel. There will be no online lecture. You guys get a free day off because Orange is a holiday. Spring break, it is the same for both text line and Channing. So Monday, March 13th through the 17th is spring break. So there will be no classes, no lectures, no weekly quiz that week. Okay. The midterm is the same for both of you guys, or for both courses. It is going to be Thursday, will open up Thursday the 9th and be due Sunday night at midnight. And so there won't be a weekly quiz, and so you get to finish that right before your spring break. That's the midterm for both of you. Okay, now there's a lot of clear where it's white. That means there's either review calendar syllabus, there might be a video, it might be where you work on a personal experience speech, or you could work on your group project. You'll see work on group project a lot. I've had it where people do not do the group project until the very last week. In fact, I had one group say, "Oh man, I'm sorry, we're not ready." And so they did their group project 30 minutes before, and they didn't get a good grade on it. So work on your speeches during this time. Work on your weekly quizzes. Work on your personal speeches. Okay, that basically covers the calendar. If anything, some of these work on group projects may become extra online lectures, but check your announcements, check your folders. So let's go over to the folders tab. So here we got our important documents. We went over the syllabus, we went over the calendar. Here's some outline examples for you guys. You can use those, copy and paste from those to help you out. Next, you have your weekly lectures. This is where this will be. Anytime there's purple, it'll be right here in the weekly lectures. All of your weekly quizzes will go right here. You will submit all of your outlines in your outline submissions. I will go over that as we go over outlines. So outline submissions mean they have to be in a .pdf format. I am very picky about formatting. That is the number one thing that I grade on is formatting. Are you hitting your time for your speeches? Are you using the correct formats? And so formatting is .pdf. Notice this is .pdf, this .pdf. I kept this one in a Word document so it would be easy for you guys to copy and paste. But other than that, all my stuff is a PDF document. So you need to submit in a PDF document. And I will go over that as I do my expanded outline lecture. Okay, so there's where you do your weekly quizzes. There will be one due this week. Okay, here's where your exam. So that basically covers all of my tabs. Okay, we're gonna have a great time. Just remember, check your calendar. Check your coursework every single day during the school week. If you stay on top of things early in the semester, it's just as easy for you. It'll keep your grades up. This is one of the easiest classes you'll ever take, but you just have to do the stuff. You have to hit your time limits. You're going to have to turn in your documents. I do not take in any paper documents at all. So if you're like, oh, I didn't get it uploaded, here it is. So in fact, for the speeches, outlines count as 20% of your grade. So if you come in, hand me your outline, it's like, oh, I couldn't get it uploaded. Well, that's 20% of your grade right there. So there is that. I believe that's about it. We went over grades, went over syllabus, we went over proper procedure, we went over how to communicate with me. Okay, that should be it. Okay, if you have questions, speak to me in person or message me right here. I cannot talk about this enough. Do not try to communicate through your friends. Do not communicate through the teacher. Do this first. This is the primary. Okay, that is it. Have fun this week. Be sure to check the calendar, and I will see you next time.